If you think an oil change is as simple as drain, fill, and done, you're already making mistakes that could be destroying your engine without you even knowing it. In this video, I'm breaking down 15 of the most common and stupid oil change mistakes that car owners, DIYers, and even some lazy shops make. From small oversights that silently kill engine life to major blunders that could leave you stranded with a seized motor, we're covering them all. Whether you change your own oil or rely on a quick lube shop, these are mistakes you must avoid if you care about keeping your engine alive and running smoothly for years to come. But before we begin, do yourself and your engine a quick favor. Hit that like button so this video reaches more drivers who need to hear this. And if you're serious about avoiding costly mistakes, subscribe and tap the bell icon because this channel is where we call out the myths that can wreck your car. Also, make sure you watch till the end because somewhere in the middle of this video, I'm going to drop a bonus oil change hack that most mechanics will never tell you. It's a simple trick that could save you hundreds of dollars in future oil leaks and engine damage, all with something that's probably sitting in your garage right now. Alright, let's get into it. If you think draining your oil the moment you pop the hood is the right move, you're already setting your engine up for failure. Mistake number 15, draining cold oil, the rookie move that leaves dirty oil. Behind most people rush into an oil change by immediately pulling the drain plug, but draining cold oil is one of the dumbest mistakes you can make. Cold oil is thick, sluggish, and clings to every corner of your engine. Therefore, when you drain it cold, a good portion of old, dirty oil stays stuck inside the pan, galleries, and even around the filter housing. You think you've done a clean oil change, but in reality, you've left behind sludge and contaminants that will dilute your fresh oil the moment you fire up the engine. The fix: always let the engine run for 5 to 10 minutes before draining the oil. Warm oil flows faster, thins out, and carries more dirt and debris out with it. This simple step ensures you're doing a true oil change, not just a half-hearted flush. Mistake number 14, double gasketing, the silent oil leak disaster. Double gasketing happens when the old oil filter's rubber gasket sticks to the engine block. You install the new filter, but unknowingly stack two gaskets on top of each other. Therefore, once oil pressure builds, the filter can't seal properly and oil gushes out, sometimes in seconds. I've seen engines lose all their oil after just a short drive, leading to catastrophic failure. It's a rookie mistake, but it happens more often than you think. The fix: always check that the old gasket came off with the filter. A simple visual inspection can save you from total engine loss. One overlooked gasket can turn a basic oil change into a complete engine rebuild. If you've been reusing the same drain plug washer over and over, let's move on to a mistake that's slowly ruining your oil pan. Mistake number 13, reusing the drain plug washer, the leak you never see coming. It might seem harmless to reuse the drain plug washer, but that tiny gasket is your engine's last line of defense against oil leaks. Once it's crushed during tightening, it loses its ability to seal properly. Therefore, reusing it increases the risk of slow oil leaks or stripped threads in the oil pan. Many people think tightening the plug a little extra will compensate, but that's how you end up damaging soft aluminum pans. The fix: always replace the drain plug washer during every oil change. It's a cheap part that prevents expensive repairs. Ignoring it turns a simple oil change into a long-term oil drip nightmare that worsens with every mile. If you think your oil level is perfect just because you poured in the recommended amount, let's move on to a mistake that could silently starve your engine. Mistake number 12. Not checking oil level after an oil change, the assumption that wrecks engines. You may follow the manual's oil capacity to the letter, but every engine drains differently. Residual oil trapped in galleries, coolers, or filters can throw off the actual level. Therefore, assuming you nailed it without checking the dipstick is a rookie move that risks underfilling or overfilling. Underfilling leads to oil starvation. Overfilling causes foaming and increased crankcase pressure. The fix is simple but critical. After running the engine for a few minutes post-change, shut it off, wait a couple of minutes, then pull the dipstick to verify the true level. Top off if needed. It's a 2-minute check that could prevent catastrophic engine damage. If you believe a little extra oil for safety is a good idea, let's move on to a mistake that can destroy your engine from the inside. Mistake number 11, the overfilling oil, the hidden engine killer. Adding too much oil might seem harmless, but it's one of the quickest ways to ruin an engine. When oil is overfilled, the crankshaft spins through it like a blender, whipping it into foam. Therefore, the oil pump starts pushing air bubbles instead of pure oil, leading to poor lubrication, overheating, and rapid bearing wear. Overfilled engines also face increased crankcase pressure, which can blow out seals and gaskets. The fix: always add oil gradually, checking the dipstick between pours. Don't rely solely on capacity specs. Real measurements matter. Stop the moment you hit full. Overfilling doesn't protect your engine, it silently tears it apart from within. If you think just a little tighter on the drain bolt means better sealing, let's move on to a mistake that can crack your oil pan in seconds. Mistake number 10, over-tightening the drain pan bolt, stripping threads and cracking pans. Many people assume cranking the drain bolt tighter ensures no leaks, but over-tightening is one of the fastest ways to strip the threads or even crack the oil pan, especially with aluminum pans. Therefore, you're turning a simple oil change into a major repair job requiring helicoils, oversized plugs, or in worst cases, a pan replacement. The gasket or crush washer is designed to create the seal, not brute force. Always use a torque wrench and tighten to factory specs. Over-tightening risks permanent damage that no amount of sealant will fix. The proper torque is more than enough to stop leaks. Anything beyond that is just overkill that leads to expensive headaches. If you think topping off old oil with fresh oil is close enough to an oil change, let's move on to a mistake that can destroy your engine from the inside out. Mistake number 9, adding new oil without draining old oil, the half-baked oil change. Some people believe adding new oil to old oil freshens up the system, but this is a dangerous shortcut that does nothing to remove contaminants, sludge, or degraded additives. Therefore, you're just diluting dirty oil and masking deeper issues like acidity, fuel dilution, and metal particles circulating inside your engine. Fresh oil needs a clean environment to protect and lubricate properly. Mixing old broken down oil with new oil only accelerates wear and reduces engine life. The fix: always perform a full drain before adding new oil. There are no shortcuts when it comes to clean lubrication. Half an oil change is the same as no oil change at all. If you've ever drained your oil without first removing the filler cap, let's move on to a mistake that slows everything down and risks leaving sludge behind. Mistake number 8, failing to remove the oil filler cap, the simple step everyone forgets. It seems minor, but forgetting to remove the oil filler cap before draining slows down the entire process. Without proper airflow, oil drains sluggishly, leaving behind more old, dirty oil clinging inside the system. Therefore, you're not fully flushing out the contaminants you're trying to remove. Worse, if you forget to remove it before refilling, you'll find yourself confused why oil is spilling everywhere. Or worse, you'll finish the job and wonder why the engine is running dry. The fix is simple. Always crack open the filler cap before pulling the drain plug. It improves drainage flow and ensures no surprises when it's time to refill. And here we are. Let's continue with a mistake that might seem small but can silently destroy your engine from the inside out. Mistake number 7, over-tightening the oil filter, the twist that backfires. Many DIYers assume a tighter oil filter equals better sealing, but over-tightening is a guaranteed way to damage the filter's gasket, deform the filter housing, or even strip the threads. Therefore, you're risking slow oil leaks or sudden gasket failure once oil pressure builds. Oil filters are designed to seal with a snug fit, usually just hand tight plus a quarter turn. Cranking them down with brute force defeats the gasket's purpose and can make removal nearly impossible at the next oil change. The fix: lightly coat the gasket with fresh oil, screw the filter on hand tight, then give it a gentle extra twist. That's all you need. Overdoing it can cost you an engine, and as we move forward, here's a mistake so small it's often skipped, but it can turn your next oil change into a nightmare. Mistake number 6, not lubing the oil filter gasket, the step that prevents a future struggle. Skipping a little dab of oil on the filter's rubber gasket might not seem like a big deal, but dry gasketing can cause the seal to bind, tear, or even weld itself to the engine block over time. Therefore, when it's time for your next oil change, you'll be dealing with a filter that's nearly impossible to remove. Or worse, a gasket that rips and causes leaks. The solution is simple but crucial. Lightly coat the new gasket with fresh oil before installing. This ensures a smooth, even seal and prevents the gasket from sticking to the engine under heat cycles. A 2-second step can save you from a major headache down the line. Let's continue with a mistake that gives you the illusion of a fresh oil change, but leaves your engine circulating dirty oil from day one. Mistake number 5, changing the oil but skipping the filter. A half job that hurts your engine. Some people believe changing the oil is enough and leave the old filter in place to save money, but the oil filter is where all the trapped dirt, metal shavings, and sludge are hiding. Therefore, when you skip changing the filter, that fresh oil instantly gets contaminated, defeating the entire purpose of an oil change. An old filter also restricts oil flow as it clogs up, starving engine components of proper lubrication. Oil filters are cheap, engines are not. Always replace the filter when you change the oil. Skipping this step is like brushing your teeth but never flossing. It looks clean on the surface, but the damage builds silently beneath. Next up, let's talk about a mistake that looks harmless on the shelf but can starve your engine of oil when it matters most. Mistake number 4, using low-quality oil filters, saving pennies to lose an engine cheap. Off-brand oil filters may look identical to premium ones, but they often lack the internal construction and filtration media needed to protect your engine. Poor quality filters can collapse under oil pressure, bypass filtration entirely, or disintegrate internally, sending debris straight into your engine. Therefore, what you thought was a budget-friendly oil change quickly turns into poor oil flow, increased wear, and eventual engine failure. The few bucks you save at checkout isn't worth the risk of catastrophic damage. Stick with reputable brands known for OEM-grade filtration. Your oil filter is the engine's frontline defense. Cutting corners here is one of the most expensive mistakes you'll ever make. Mistake number 3, checking oil on uneven ground, a false reading that leads to big problems. It might seem convenient to pop the hood wherever you're parked, but checking oil on uneven ground tilts the oil pan, giving you a false high or low reading. Therefore, you could mistakenly overfill, leading to foaming and crankcase pressure, or think you're safe while actually running low on oil. Engine oil level must be checked on flat, level ground for an accurate reading. A small incline can make the dipstick lie, and that simple oversight can cause serious lubrication issues. Always move your vehicle to a level surface, wait a couple of minutes after shutting it off, and then check the dipstick. That's the only way to know the true story inside your oil pan. If you think grabbing an impact wrench will save time during an oil change, this next mistake might wreck your oil pan in seconds. Mistake number 2, using an impact wrench to remove the drain plug, the quick fix that breaks everything. An impact wrench feels like a time saver, but drain plugs aren't designed to handle brute force. The sudden torque can easily strip threads or crack the oil pan, turning a basic oil change into an expensive repair. Therefore, always use a hand ratchet or wrench with steady, controlled pressure when loosening the drain plug. Oil pan threads, especially in aluminum, are delicate and don't forgive power tool abuse. It's a small step that protects your wallet from costly pan replacements and saves you from fighting with oil leaks caused by stripped threads. Mistake number 1, running the engine without checking for leaks, the shortcut that costs you big. Finishing an oil change and starting the engine right away might feel satisfying, but failing to check for leaks first is asking for disaster. A loose drain plug or filter can cause oil to gush out unnoticed, therefore starving your engine of lubrication within minutes. Always inspect the drain plug, filter, and filler cap for leaks before starting the engine. A quick visual check and a wipe around connection points can prevent catastrophic failures. Skipping this step is how fresh oil ends up on your driveway, and your engine ends up in the shop. And there you have it. 15 oil change mistakes that seem small, but can silently destroy your engine if you're not careful. If this saved you from making even one of these costly mistakes, go ahead and hit that like button. It's the easiest way to let me know you want more real car care content, no fluff. Subscribe and ring that bell icon so you never fall for bad maintenance advice again. Got an oil change fail story of your own? Drop it in the comments below. Let's swap horror stories and learn from them. And finally, share this video with a friend who thinks changing oil is just drain and fill. You might just save their engine.